Good morning. Today is June 27th. I'm going to call to order the meeting of the Tennessee Local Development Authority. We do have virtual participation by at least one member. So with that said, I'm going to ask Ms. Thompson to call the roll.
Secretary Target.
Here.
Treasurer Lillard.
Here.
Commissioner Mumpower.
Here.
Controller Mumpower.
Here.
Commissioner Bryson.
Here.
Bradshaw.
Here.
I believe we have Mayor Brown on the phone.
Mayor Brown. All right. Well, Chair does detect a quorum. Ms. Brown, if you decide to pipe in, let us know. If she's not here at this point, we're not going to have roll call votes because she won't unless we firmly know that she is here. So first item of business, approval of minutes from the TLDA meeting of May 31st, 2023. Do I hear a motion? Motion. Properly moved, properly second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. Minutes are approved. Next item is consideration and adoption of a written guidelines to comply with Public Chapter 300 that reserves a period for public comment. Ms. Thompson, I'll come to you and I'll come back. And I had to recognize you on my script.
Okay.
I'll be glad.
No need to recognize me.
Okay. All right. So let me go forward then. So we have proposed guidelines for public comment at future meetings, and we'll entertain a motion at the beginning. Those of you who are in attendance at the previous two meetings, they're going to sound very familiar with the comptroller went over earlier. So the guidelines will include written notification to request to speak in a meeting must be sent to and received by email to the Assistant Secretary 2 days, business days in advance of the meeting. The email will include the proposed speaker's name, the agenda item upon which the speaker wishes to comment, and whether the speaker's comments will be in favor of or opposed to the agenda items. Speakers will be selected. Ms. Brown, is that you?
I guess so. Sorry, I
Okay.
guess it worked. Sorry.
No problem. No problem. We'll note you as in attendance and we will resume taking roll call votes on future items. Speakers will be selected on a first come, first served basis. The public comment period will be held at the beginning of the meeting once the meeting is called to order and a quorum has been established. Speakers will be limited 2 minutes per person per agenda item with a maximum of 2 speakers in favor of and 2 speakers opposed to each agenda item. Speakers must identify themselves at the beginning of their allotted time and stay on topic of the agenda items that they have indicated their desire to speak on when addressing the board. Speakers should conduct themselves in a respectful manner, will be asked to remove themselves if they engage in threatening or disruptive behavior. The board, in its discretion, may ask relevant questions of any speakers involving providing public comment. Such question period will not include the speaker's allotted time frame. The chairman may extend the allotted time frame or the number of speakers for a particular agenda item if the chairman determines that the circumstances reasonably required. If the chairman extends the allotted time frame or the number of speakers, the chairman shall ensure that an equal extension is granted to both those in favor of and opposed to any agenda item subject to an extension. Ms. Thompson, we covered it?
I believe you have.
Okay. All right. Like I said, that sounds very similar. I would also note, as the comptroller did at the TSSBA meeting, we had a few questions and comments made at the State Funding Board meeting. We'll continue to take those consideration for TLDA as well. Chair will entertain a motion. Motion. Properly moved, properly second. Any discussion? Ms. Thompson, call a roll, please.
Secretary Hargett.
Aye.
Treasurer Lillard. Comptroller Mumpower.
Aye.
Commissioner Bryson.
Aye.
Mayor Bradshaw.
Aye.
Mayor Brown.
Aye. Aye.
All right. Item is approved. Next item is annual review of TLDA's debt management policy. Ms. Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Our staff in state government finance has reviewed the debt management for the Tennessee Local Development Authority, which is required by the debt policy. We are required to do that at least annually. We did detect some minor changes that needed to be made, and those have been made. I'll give you an example. We did replace the acronym of CAFR, C-A-F-R, with ACFR as required by GFOA. There were a couple of other little minor revisions that were more grammatical in substance. So we are asking the board to acknowledge our annual review, please.
All right, any questions or comments on this item? Otherwise, we'll consider it acknowledged. All right, we'll consider the item acknowledged. Next item is report on SRF borrowers that have not submitted requests for projected expense reimbursement. Ms. Freeman, I believe you're in attendance. You are recognized.
We currently have 16 loans that are on the no activity list. And in summary, majority of those loans are plan on submitting a reimbursement within the next month or so to the SRF loan program. And they are also in compliance with their loan schedule. We do have a couple that are not within their loan project schedule. That is because of some contractor and bid receipts that came in above loans amounts, and they do plan on getting their loans back into project schedules. We have contacted them to make sure that they do submit a request that we can get them back in compliance with their loan schedule.
All right, any questions regarding this item? Hearing none, it's a non-voting item, so thank you for the report. Our next one is get an update on the SRF program's clean water and drinking water priority ranking list.
Sure. So for the clean water priority ranking list, we had 104 projects on that list, totaling $492,890,221. Over half of those are interested in receiving SRF funding, either as a grant or a loan. Both of those communities also decided against proceeding with SRF funding for various reasons, such as underfunding, waiting to use CRP, ARPA funding. Council voted against it, or they just completely are undecided. As far as the drinking water priority ranking list, we did have 143 projects on our list, totaling $358,749,085. Majority of those communities contacted are still interested in receiving SRF funding, and approximately 20% of those projects on that list did decide against pursuing SRF funding, or we never received a response for them, the same reason as stated.
All right, you've heard the report from Ms. Freeman. Do we have any questions, comments? All right, thank you, Ms. Freeman, for the report. That is a non-voting item, so thank you for that. We have no further business. Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Properly moved.
Second.
Properly seconded. Please call the roll, Ms. Thompson.
Secretary Hargett,
Aye.
Treasurer Lillard,
Aye.
Comptroller Mumpower,
Aye.
Commissioner Bryson.
Aye.
Mayor Bradshaw,
Aye.
Mayor Brown.
Aye.
All right, we stand adjourned. Thank you very much.